tomorrow I'm catching a flight. I'm going to grab my truck, going to grab my belongings, and I'm moving. I'm moving to a new state where I don't know anybody. But this time it is very different because I've moved to a new state once before. I really shouldn't have, or I certainly couldn't have on my own. My parents helped, and I'm grateful they did. It gave me a taste of freedom, but it still was not, I did not earn it really. This time, even though it's not quite as on the backs of my parents. They helped me with my education, as in going to trucking school. But, I've done 10 months of driving now, and I've sorted out a lot of shit. And, I don't need to ask them for money anymore. I mean, I can't fucking predict the future. I could have some crazy shit happen and need their help again, but I feel I have successfully removed myself, or maybe that's a bad way of framing it. I finally feel now I am supporting myself. I can afford me and a little more. I feel I'm in abundance now. And I think that's going to keep increasing, but I do feel like, surplus and abundance are, maybe synonyms for in my life right now. Because I do feel that I'm experiencing, before I was struggling for me to stay alive. I had to sleep in my car. I didn't have to. I just decided that I didn't want all of my money to go to food and rent and have no money to do literally anything else. That sucked, so I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna move my car. I'm not doing this bullshit. But still, that's making decisions based in lack. Because I'm admitting I can't do this. I cannot have this thing I want. So I decided that, I'm fine. I don't need a comfy bed. I don't need climate control. I'll fucking sweat my ass off trying to sleep and just go to the gym in the morning and take a shower, whatever. Who cares? And now, after almost 2 years of being homeless, it's about to happen. I've cleared the majority of my debt that was haunting, really. I still have some debt, but it's really not. That's obvious. That's super clear path that's going to get resolved. So I'm not really worried about it. I just feel very secure right now, very in abundance, like I said, and about to move into the apartment. And I feel this is going to be, I took 4 days off, and yeah, I feel this is going to be a very transformative 4 days. I'm going to soak this in. I don't even have internet at the place, and I don't really care. I don't think I'm going to be spending much time in the apartment itself, to be honest. I mean, I will spend time in the apartment and familiarize myself, and but I'm mostly get all my stuff in there. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but I have some plans already to really soak it in, be really present that I did this. I understand the level of sacrifice it can take to get what you want. And just because I used the word sacrifice doesn't mean it was miserable. It really doesn't. Even when I lived in my car, I was perfectly fine. Honestly, the only reason I ever thought about, not ever, but initially, I was a little negative when I was living in the car. Like when you're trying to fall asleep and you have a tiny fan blasting on you, no AC, sweating your ass off in the back of this car in the middle of summer. Like initially it was, I had to work through those programs of like, this is bullshit kind of thing. But eventually, I just got used to it. It wasn't even a problem. It took like a week, and I dialed it in. I was fine. But really, the where most of the negativity came from is from talking to other people about that. Like, it would have been better if I just never told anyone that I lived in a car, because then they ask questions about it. And while I don't find it uncomfortable at the point that they're asking, I'm like, oh yeah, it's hot in the car, and they're like, oh, that's fucking, it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, the way I'm living right now compared to what they are living is, in their words, it is not ideal. But basically, if I had never talked to anybody about it, and that's eventually what I started doing, just talking less about what's going on in my life. That is a really key thing that's been bringing me more and more peace, is just not talking about what's going on in my life with most people. Most people, yeah, they just, I don't know. They can't help but complaining is like a plague now. It's a very efficient way to make friends. It's very, it's super easy to do. But yeah, most of what I talk about now with people is like, I'm either listening or we're going really deep on some subject, because I don't have the attention span to talk about dumb shit, or not dumb shit, like small talk stuff. Like I just cannot. I don't care at all about just passing. I'm perfectly fine being dead silent. Just most people, that makes them uncomfortable. But this journey is really like I've learned that sacrifice, and this is not some message that I learned on my own. I saw probably 40 or 50 YouTube videos that all said, if you when you want your life to change, you're gonna have to sacrifice something, or they may word it like, part of you's gonna have to die for the new part of you that's gonna have that thing. And that's great hearing that, but sometimes it's like, well, how do I do that? How do I kill part of myself to get, and I found you kind of do that by just doing it. Like, there's not, like, when you're thinking about it, the thinking is the problem. That's the barrier. Like, it really just, action is the main thing. So little things need to be said or thought about. And the more I do that, the easier everything gets. Are there moments that are annoying still? Yeah, but they're only annoying in that moment, briefly. And then, I let go of it. And I don't even remember what I was annoyed at. Or even that I was annoyed. Like, today I unloaded the trailer that I'm pulling. and yesterday I was unloading the same trailer, and I'm sure that there were moments that I felt annoyed, but I do not recall at all. I did not bring any of them with me. They just, as soon as they arise, like, I swear a lot of times when an emotion enters, which is normally follows a thought, it seems like something happens, I'll label it as annoying or whatever, and then the emotion will come in. I mean, I'll automatically do it, not like consciously all the time. Sometimes, I'm not perfect, but when that happens, as soon as I feel the emotion, immediately I just take a breath in, and it feels like I'm breathing in the peace that I was at, and then on the breath out, that emotion leaves. It's literally in a single breath. Maybe it takes a couple if it's really intense, but it's just getting smooth. And it's very possible that I'm going to get this apartment, I'm going to soak it in, and I'm not going to feel any different. All of the effects are going to be just, they could be very subtle. Honestly, that's kind of a running theme right now, is just, I'm just going through the motions of what I'm supposed to do, and the things that I'm headed towards are just happening, and like, it is actually effortless. Mentally effortless. The body does the things, And I'm finding also, one of my brothers, he challenged me to push-ups, and like basically to do it routinely, and I've decided I'm going to do one set to failure per day for now. That's going to increase, but even that is getting dramatically easier. Like, even today was the easiest day so far. Like, I'm just finding more, and I think that mental challenge, I think the physical is obviously good, but the mental challenge is like, when the first couple of days, the last couple push-ups, my face would like scrunch in, trying really hard, and I realized that the energy I'm putting into my face, which I'm noticing as a theme for me, like a lot of my emotions are stored in my face. I'm noticing, I noticed that, and then I decided, okay, well, so the following days, it was conscious to like, okay, on these last push-ups, I'm not gonna like basically emote difficulty. I'm just gonna, I basically do like a breath in on the way down, a breath out on the way up. And all I'm doing now is the breathing, and I'm not like scrunching my face with difficulty, and it is easier. I can sit there like on my last rep as I go back up, and I find that place that is like, oh, okay, I cannot push past this. How long can I fucking sit here? Like, I can just, my face might make some kind of expression, but it's not conscious anymore. And I think that's going to be another of the area of this, like subtle changes in my life, as like the mental toughness, I guess you could call it, is definitely it's gonna be infectious. There's just so many, like, I'm part of this group on Discord called the Sons of God. It's just a group of men, and we're focusing on like semen retention, but really like that's like the keystone, because it gives you extra energy. Well, it gives you the energy you should have already, that we just deplete and waste on a bunch of bullshit. But once you are retaining, and your body has the energy used to create semen is, the semen is, you can't make anymore because there's, there's no more room. that extra energy, like, just amplifies everything you do. And with these push-ups specifically, I can definitely feel like it's like when I'm doing these push-ups till failure, I don't count, because I'm honestly, like, I've noticed in the past when I've done, like, religiously done push-ups before I quit that time, I feel good because I'm definitely back on that rhythm where I can do it every day. But I noticed the first time I did it, like, the counting was, first of all, I was using energy. I noticed while I counted, I was doing less push-ups. I'd like film a video. I filmed a video, like, kind of, like, and also every time I was like, okay, there's this goal I set in mind, like, okay, like the first time I was like, okay, do 10 push-ups. Okay, when I get to 10, that's the hardest one. I don't think that's coincidence, right? So I just started experimenting. Like, I filmed a couple videos, or, like, videos of, like, okay, so if I don't count, if I just fucking focus on form and just go until I can't, how many am I doing? And, it's like every day I can tell I'm doing more and more. Like, every day. It's very interesting. I'm able to get a little more effort out. The numbers, I'm sure, are not going to literally go up every day. Like, that would be insane. But I can squeeze a little more. It's like 10%, or maybe it's just 1%, but I can feel an improvement every day. And that's pretty remarkable. And just further reinforce that doing semen retention is, there's undeniable physical benefits that you'll experience when you're on it and you're faithful to it. Even if you aren't doing the brahmacharya, or what we call it, God mode, like abstaining from lust in the mind. I mean, whether or not you do that, you're going to experience some of the physical benefits. Like, my hair grows way faster. I've been doing these videos. I don't know what video this is. It's probably like 23 or 24. And over the course of just these videos, I noticed my voice getting deeper. It's probably not going to continue to get, a whole lot deeper. But I did notice, like, after the first couple videos, because it was about a week or two in, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Definitely am noticing, like, I don't know, it's not aggression, but it's honestly what it is it's the not giving a fuck what people think about me that I've always wanted. It really, like, when I would watch Korn all the time and I would masturbate and, I'd basically do it every day, I was willing to say basically anything to get people to like me. And I'm very good at that. I'm very good at, like, even if I don't have to necessarily agree with you, I can just, I'm good at navigating conversations. But now, I really don't give a fuck. And when you're on this self-improvement journey, sometimes you can come across this information that, like, like, people pleasers try to make everyone happy, and there's like this saying that if you make everyone happy, the person that's not going to be happy is yourself, right? Because you're not being true to yourself. But when you're true to yourself, there's gonna be people that don't like you. And I'm noticing, like, still a small percentage of people that clearly are annoyed by my existence. Like, they just come at me with a negative attitude, no matter, like, I didn't fucking do anything to them, but they're just in a bad mood. They're just miserable people. And maybe I'm projecting, I don't know. But I have noticed, like, what was before like maybe 0.5% of people, like I would like maybe twice a year I would and that, you know, this was for quite a few years, you know, twice a year I'd have like a negative experience because I was willing to make myself be the miserable one. But now I'm noticing, you know, maybe once a month, you know, it's not like we're having a shouting match, but like getting into like what would have made me deeply uncomfortable and like, you know, like lock up almost out of anxiety. Now I can just, I don't know, people do some weird shit and I just fucking stare at them. You know, they ask me, you know, they want to say something, just okay, you know, just look at them, whatever. I don't, you know, and then immediately after, I don't think about them. I don't care. That might be my favorite benefit of doing God mode and semen retention. It's just well, I mean, it's like a direct effect of testosterone, right? Like just this self-assuredness, this confidence. Like, I guess it's confidence. You know, it is so much better. I'm sure soon enough I won't even fucking remember what it feels like to not be confident. I'm still a little self-conscious, I will not lie. Mainly about my appearance. Because I'm not in the physical shape I want to be, but that, thanks to my brothers in the group, that's changing. Even before they asked me to do it, I was starting to do it anyways. You know, not like I wasn't trying to do cold turkey, but like making a different choice here and there, you know, just like instead of grabbing you know, I'm at truck stops all the fucking time. Instead of grabbing a Dr. Pepper or whatever, I'd grab, there's this sparkling water called however, I don't know if I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation, but Topo Chico, something like that. Topo Chico is what I call it. But they have a lemon, like a lime flavored one, and it's basically like Sprite but without the sugar. Still, I'm not really a big fan of carbonated drinks, but it's like close enough that I can sidestep the soda addiction, and I'm drinking water, and I'm getting minerals. Yeah, I mean, the water, it makes me feel way better than fucking drinking soda. So, you know, this is doing this sidestep is I've done this when I quit weed. I switched to like Zyn, like the pouches, because I used to love getting high and playing video games. And when I wanted, you know, when I would play video games is when I would be sitting at my desk basically after work, whatever. I'm physically exhausted, but you sit at the desk long enough, you can get bored. So it's like, okay, well, boredom is like the portal to, I gotta get high, I gotta go watch Korn, whatever coping mechanism it is, right? So I would cope with weed, and to sidestep it, I started doing nicotine while gaming. And honestly, it was miserable. Like the first time I did it, I threw up because when it would combine with my saliva, like some of it would drip down my throat, and just, oh, my stomach fucking hated that. And the high was, I mean, even the lowest dose was like, it was too fucking much for me. I did stick with it a little bit. I probably did it for like a week and a half, but I really didn't like it. But it was like enough of a high while gaming to like, you know, for my body to be like, well, yeah, this kind of counts as, you know, we're checking that box. And then, you know, at the end of that week and a half or 2 weeks, I was just like, oh, I don't even like the Zyn. So I can quit that immediately. But when I quit the Zyn, that was easy, but I had already broken the weed habit a little bit, and I was like, okay, we just keep it going. And, you know, I stayed off of it. So that's how I learned the sidestep kind of thing. Like, because I suck at quitting cold turkey, period. Like, Maybe some people can do it. I'm not some people. I gotta do everything slow. I gotta learn shit slow. I gotta fuck it up a lot. And I gotta unlearn shit slow. But yeah, that's the Topo Chico is a really good sidestep for me. And kind of in the same vein as Zim, like I'm not really a carbonated like water fan. So when I have sufficiently dropped soda to the point where it's not calling my name every time I fucking look at it, and feeling like I don't have control, like I don't think it's gonna be, I could just drink normal water, or maybe I'll keep drinking it. I don't. Either way, it's fine by me. I'm so grateful for this group. All of these things are just happening. They would have happened if they didn't ask. Because it's just it's very nice to have people to talk to about these things, but they're asking me to do stuff too, and I can do it, and yes, this is divine timing. If you find yourself wanting a brotherhood, just hop in, man. It's worth it. It's gonna change your life. It's changed mine rapidly. Only been in for a month, and I don't even know how to. Like, I'm just doing my best to put it into words. How this being in this group is changing my life, but the words are not doing it justice, because so much of like the pulling me towards my better self, it's completely like where there used to be resistance, it's just like gone. It's completely gone, and it's like it was instant. Like basically the second, like before I joined the group, I had a private call with the leader of the group, and I joined immediately after, probably like 5-10 minutes after. And I believe it was, as soon as I talked to him, it was like, okay, this is solidified now. Like, we're on it. But I didn't say it. I just, even just talking to him, I think so much of the pull was just immediately like, okay. I already knew what, I've known what to do for a long time, years. I have known what I should be doing. I just have not been doing it because I was accountable to myself. And myself loves to lie and cope and all these things. So I needed someone to help. I needed help. And I did not want to admit that. I hated needing help. I hated needing help from my parents. I hated needing help. I hated asking anybody for anything. Because I felt like I should be able to do this on my own. Because I want to do this on my own. That's what it really was. Because my first memory is me deciding I got this shit. I'm doing this on my own. And that has both served me and failed me. It served me up till now. And it's time for any more growth to occur. I can't do it alone. It's just not possible. There has to be people I can talk to and be 100% transparent, 100% real. Even if what I say is crazy, they hear me. They don't. I mean, they can say I'm crazy, but they're not gonna like shame me for it. It'll be with love. That's what we're all doing. It's a difficult balance to criticize constructively and I guess feel like you're not driving someone away. But that's what love really is. the true love comes out when you're willing to offend someone's ego. And that's, if it's the right time for that person to hear that, they can transmute that damage to their ego into change. That's why I'm so glad that I can be real, because I can say something that my ego is just fucking, don't do this. I'm scared. And I can put it out there, and what I'm gonna get back is the things I need to hear in the way I need to hear it, so I can take that vulnerable moment and use that as a foundation for the self that I've always wanted to build. Sometimes, like, it's hard to, like, know what you should say to yourself to really point out the bad. Like, not to point out the bad, but to make the bad really hit. Like, I knew that living in my car, or when I was addicted to weed, I knew that was bad. I knew it was destroying my memory. I knew it was destroying everything. Like, I knew that this was the downward spiral. But I knew at the time that what I needed was somebody to say something, like, point it out, like, hurt my fucking feelings. I need someone to, it's almost like I need someone, it's like what I wanted was real love. Like, please be willing to hurt my feelings for my own sake. And now I'm in that group. I'm surrounded by those guys. All you have to do is explain your situation, and you don't even have to tell them. Everybody, this is what we're here for. Everybody's treating each other how they want to be treated. And it's beautiful. I'm blown away that the group is still small, but this is going to be extremely, this group is going to send all of us into space, basically. Like, as far as, aiming for the stars, we're going to reach them, because the foundation is so strong. We're gonna hit heights that are better than we expected. Most of us, we're not even entirely sure what the end goal is. We just have the direction, and that's the best way to go. Because we've got the key point locked down. I guess there's like two key points. Is like, okay, do the semen retention, and realistically do the God mode, do the brahmacharya. Don't think about lust, because lust is going to destroy, and you're not gonna make it too long on the semen retention if you're willing to entertain lust. But then we have the brotherhood. Those two are like the key foundation. If you have those two things, I don't think it's possible for your life to go downwards. It may start feeling like it's going down, because as you stop coping, all of the trauma is gonna boil up. But that's just the beginning. That's actually like the climax of or like just approaching the climax of the movie. Like, you're about to break through, and it's gonna be crazy on the other side when you finally walk through and let that old self rest and be like, okay, you've done your job, thank you, I got it from here.